Hello, TheSuffolkRam here from Rand Nerds. Welcome to my review of the final episode of this year's season of Doctor Who, not counting the Christmas special, Hellbent. There may be some minor spoilers ahead, so if you don't think spoiled enough now. Apologies for the digs. I was recording a podcast on Friday night, and I haven't got around to moving my gear back from here to my normal recording place, so if it looks a little bit rough and ready, apologies for that. So Hellbent takes place directly after last week's episode Heaven Sent. So last week's episode, Doctor found himself in a mysterious castle, and towards the end of the episode he basically worked his way out, and after escaping his mysterious castle he found himself back on Gallifrey, on his home planet. And this is Gallifrey after he sealed it back at the end of the time vortex to protect it from the Time War. So he returns to Gallifrey, and this episode is all about what he does when you get there. It's not an action-packed episode. Compared to most previous seasons where it always ends on a bit of a bang, this doesn't do that. And, I really liked it. I liked a slightly different ending. You don't have to end with a big bang, bang, weapons firing, oh, yeah, bang, oh, shooty, shooty finale. Not that it's always traditionally done that, but sometimes it's fallen into that trap. And they've said, no, we don't have to do that. And this episode proves it. It's a very character-driven episode at all. We get to see some of the background, we get to explore some of Gallifrey. Gallifrey is something that always gets a bit of a bad rep when it comes to old series, and to be fair, every serial set on Gallifrey has always been a bit shit. Well, they've all been bitch. I'm trying to think of a decent one. No, can't think of any. No, can't think of anything. All been a bit shit, so... But I'd like to learn a bit more about sort of Gallifrey's backstory, a bit more about how it works. I mean, it's explored a lot in the tie-in novels, but not so much on the screen. And this time, we actually get to see it explored a little bit more. And it's great to see. We get a bit explored about how Gallifrey operates, but how it works. A lot of it, you'll know if you already are an existing Doctor Who fan. But if you're not, it adds to a lot more backstory. We also get answers to a few questions about the Doctor's backstory, particularly going back to the William Hartnell era. We actually answered a couple of questions that obviously have been speculated in lots of the spin-off media, but this one has made it sort of canon. And also, you also get a nice little bit where you get to see, and again, this is my spoiler, we get to see a return of a classic TARDIS as well. So the actual plot line, as it's not an action-packed plot, what it basically comes down to, and this is really a spoiler, is the Doctor trying to bring back Clara. And he basically goes out of his way to retrieve Clara and bring her back to life. He feels that the Time War's killed her, so he feels he needs to bring her to life. That is a minor spoiler, unfortunately. Sorry. And the whole episode revolves around not just him doing that, her realising what he's trying to do, and her trying to bring him to terms with allowing him to let her go. And it ended really nicely. I'm not totally happy with the ending. I don't want to dive too much on the ending, about the ending totally and what I don't like about it. But I do like the fact that it ended in a very different way. It ended in a way I was not expecting it to end, let's put it that way. And that was neat. That's what I liked. I have to say, this episode, I thought was really good. I really enjoyed Hellbent. I thought it was... it was not what I was expecting from this episode. I mean, it's also talks to me about the hybrids in there as well, but the hybrid, actually, in fact, to be fair, it's actually in the background. It starts off initially thinking you're talking about the hybrid, but in actual fact, towards the end, middle part, that's completely forgotten, and it's only at the very end that we find out more about what the hybrid actually is. And it's sort of a bit anticlimactic, but it's neat to see it, and neat to see a different type of episode. So I really enjoyed it. So as I mentioned, the episode is very character-driven. So we see the return of Clara, as I've already mentioned in the early part of this review. We also see a return of, and again, this is a minor spoiler, but if you saw last week's preview, you would have known this anyway, the return of Me. She comes back as well. She sort of joins in sort of about 2/3 of the way through. And it's all very much driven between the Doctor and Clara's sort of ending of their relationship. Those are characters as well. They're the General of the Armies of Gallifrey, I quite liked. I liked his personality. I've forgotten the name of the guy who played him, unfortunately. I did look it up before I started this, and I've not got my phone handy, unfortunately, to tell it. I like the way he played it and so forth. He then has something happen to him that makes his character really have a character development. And the character development is not quite so well done. I thought the writing of that was not quite well done. The personality was a little bit too different from his previous character he played, which is about the best I can say about spoiling it. There's a few minor parts. Rassilon returns, although obviously they couldn't get hold of Timothy Dalton. So we've got others have a chat back as Rassilon. Although I think he might have been in a previous Doctor episode, which I've forgotten, but we'll see. I've completely forgotten that. I think, maybe, possibly. We'll see. So, characters-wise, but it's mainly about Doctor and Clara, and both Jenny Coleman has really come out of herself this last season in her portrayal of Clara, to the point that I actually like her now, whereas I never liked Clara in previous seasons. And it just proves what a decent writing team can do with characters, and it proves that Jenny Coleman, I take it back, is not that bad an actress. I really used to rip into her, but actually she's come up good in this season. Peter Capaldi does a sterling job of the Doctor, finishing off the plot threads. Very emotional ending, very different type of ending as I mentioned before, but it really plays the two characters nicely, and it has a real nice twist on the characters, although I'm not totally convinced the way it fully ends, but neat all the same. Production episode I thought was absolutely fantastic. They've pulled out all the stops. Gallifrey itself looks brilliant. There's a fantastic CGI. There's a bit where the Doctor is right early on facing off against a gunship. I was thinking, that's a real... They've built that. That's not a CGI. They've actually built that. They've took out there a model, put on a crane, and he's actually walking up something on a crane. I wouldn't be if someone showed me that and the picture, oh, there it is, it's on the crane, would not be surprised at all. I thought it looked absolutely amazing. Absolutely phenomenal and fantastic. Brilliant CGI, and there's some other nice sort of character things. You meet some of these things called the Cloister Wraiths, which are quite sort of dark scale. Not entirely sure what they're meant to be, but we sort of meet them later on. All in all, fantastic all round. Production of it is absolutely beautiful and amazing. Brilliantly done. Really love it. Fantastic episode. Writing of it I thought was good. I don't appreciate the way the ending happened, but I thought the writing was... I like the writing of it, and I found I was hooked throughout the episode. I like the fact that we got some neat things. Lots of fact that we got to see a old school TARDIS again. Heartland TARDIS again. I like the fact we got to see that. I like the fact it tied in as well as some of the previous Doctor Who's as well. I like that as well. Overall, I liked Hellbent. Liked it a lot more than last year's Death in Heaven. I think that was the finale last year. Yes, Death in Heaven was the finale. I liked it a lot better than last year's finale. A lot better. I didn't really like Death in Heaven that much, to be honest. This was so much well better. It just proves that actually Steve Moffat needs to concentrate more on character stories and less on action stories. That just proves that that's where his skill lies, and this episode proves it. So I really like to bring out Hellbent. I have to say this season's been one of the best seasons I think we've had of New Who so far. I've loved pretty much every episode, even the ones I haven't loved so much. I've enjoyed. I will be doing a proper end of series review, which is my spoiler-rific review, where I don't hold back and will reveal all messages I want. I will be doing one of those at a future date, probably the next few days, and uploading that as well, so you get to see the whole season as a whole. But yes, I have to say, brilliant episode. If you like me, you've been on the edge of your seat the whole season, you're going to really love this episode. Really good. So thank you very much for watching. I've been TheSuffolkRam. If you've enjoyed this, please subscribe to the channel. We do other things on here. We do podcasts, we do reviews, all sorts of Let's Plays. So if you enjoy us, please subscribe. So thank you very much for watching. Until the Christmas special, see you next time.